Hey guys, it's Helen, the No More Excuses for This Mama. I've been posting a couple of pictures up of my food prep the last couple of weeks, just because I just felt like it was that time of year and I wanted to share people that I'm still doing it and I haven't stopped. It's been almost 2 years and every weekend I'm there planning and getting it ready. So I wanted to answer a couple of the common questions that I get when I post it, and a lot of them are, what are you doing? How do you find time? What are you eating? Um, how long do you keep it? So I wanted to kind of answer them through here and have this video so I can always share when I get asked those questions. First of all, please forgive me. I'm still in gym stinky clothes. It's a good thing you can't smell me. But I wanted to get this done before I forgot and get it out there to you. So one of the things that I like to look at is, what's my week going to look like? I travel a lot, so am I going to be traveling? Depending on what my husband's schedule is for work and what's going on with the kids at school. I always look at how busy I'm going to be, so I try to make my meals match my schedule. If I'm going to eat, if I only got a couple of minutes to eat, I don't want something that's going to take me a while to fork and knife it. I might try to do something that I can just spoon in my mouth and get through it. One of the most important things that I've learned about my food is that I use it for fuel, and I don't use it for short-term satisfaction or to fill an emotional need anymore. It's just there because it needs to keep me alive and moving. So I don't get hung up on things on variety and, oh my God, you're going to eat chicken again, or things like that, because it's not part of my mindset anymore. And you'll learn that that's going to be your biggest challenge. So what I do is I make sure that I look at my week and my snacks. If they need to be portable, I make sure that they're portable. Do they need to be refrigerated? Things like that to help both my husband and I out. So one of the things that is a daunting task when you're prepping for two people is sometimes that's works out to be 70 meals. So you got two people, 7 days, 5 meals. It's a lot of food. So I do a lot of meal replacements. I have a high protein shake under Natured Way. That's a complete meal, a complete balanced meal. It's not a low carb shake or anything like that. It's what fills the voids that I don't have to prep 70 meals a day, and keeps me full, and it's clean, because that's one of the biggest things that I'll bring up here is that you'll notice that a lot of my meal preps are clean. I don't put a lot of processed foods. I don't use anything artificial in my supplements or my shake or even in my meals that I make, because that was what is important to us. So most of the time I do 30 meals because 2 of them are replaced by meal replacement shakes. And if you want to know something more about that, just let me know and send me a private message, and I can explain what I do there. So once I decide how many meals I'm making, I decide what I'm going to make, and my menu sometimes comes from my coach, or sometimes I just wing it by from what I do. A lot of times I like to build my menu through my FitnessPal before I decide it, and the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that my meals are balanced. I don't want to go low carb, but I don't want to go high carb, and I want to make sure I get all my macronutrients filled for the week. So I'll plan it out on my FitnessPal, look at my nutrition, and make tweaks from there. Once it's decided, I do my grocery list. Yes, most of the time I do grocery list, and when I don't do it, you get burned. So get that list. Have a menu, get that list before you walk in the grocery store, and don't go into the grocery store hungry. Once that's decided, I bring everything home, I throw it in my fridge, and I dedicate time to plan. So I like to get the family involved. My husband is very great. He might not help me cook or do anything with it, but he'll clean up behind me. Or this week he did the proteins for me while I came home and did everything else. So, my kids love to watch. My son thinks it's such a great thing once I lay out all the food on the table and I pack it up. It becomes like an art project, and kind of feels like it is. That's why I like to photograph it, because it feels like an art project when it's done. It's very fulfilling. It's not always easy because time is very difficult when you have young kids, but it needs to get done. I do 7 days, sometimes 5, depending on my weekend, of meal prep. And I do keep it in the fridge. I don't freeze anything. I haven't been sick yet. I've been doing it for over 20 months, and I keep it in air-sealed containers. I know some people who do 3 days at a time, and some people do some freezer meals. For me, it needs to be simple. I need to Tupperware all my meals because I just really want to heat up and go. I lead a very busy life, and some of you who know me understand that well. So I don't let time be my excuse. I make sure I make that time because it's a priority. Once you start to learn what becomes priorities in your life, you'll start to put those on top and make time for them. I don't do a lot of variety in my meal prep anymore. I used to, but that would mean an 8-hour prep time, and I don't have 8 hours on the weekend. I would much rather spend it with my family. So I cut my meal prep down to about 3 hours, and I eat the same meals all week. So if I decide to have some pulled chicken and sweet potatoes and some greens, I'm going to eat that for dinner all week. And I'm okay with that because I just do it for my fuel. I used to be able to mix things up. So if you have the time, you could have meatballs one night, make your own meatballs, or a burger patty or chicken, however you decide it. You're just going to have to dedicate what time you want to put to it. I found that if I just made the same thing in big bulk, it worked out great for my husband and I, and he never complained, so that's good. One of the last things I have is, the mindset around, what am I going to eat? What am I going to do? I don't know what to make. I didn't really know what to make either. It was a good thing I have my coach, Carol Elizabeth, because I just followed her plans. And from there, I just kind of evolved and learned. And I got on my Fitness Pal a year and a half ago, and I really learned a lot from there. And I can't stress how important it is to log and look at your food. The more you pay attention to what you put in your body, the more aware you are. Clean eating was a very big thing for me. I make sure that a lot of my food comes from, hopefully local, organic when I can. I keep all that artificial stuff mostly out of my diet because I've noticed some major health changes in my life, and all that quick food that I thought was good was not doing my body any good. So I encourage you to try. You can go all in, or maybe just plan your meals, your supper meals for the week. Start there, or start with your snacks. A lot of people tell me that's where they have a lot of problems, is their snack time. I eat 6 meals a day, so I always make sure I have healthy, balanced snacks. If you want to do lunches or breakfasts, however you do, once you start working out your groove, you'll learn what works better for you. What works good for me might not work good for you. I like to do things like do my protein in a slow cooker, or do something in the oven, or turkey taco meat because it's quick. I don't like to fuss with grilling and a lot of that things very much because it's very time consuming and I have to be monitoring it. I like to do things where I don't have to monitor my food. I can put it in the oven or the steamer, or great things like rice cookers. I put my quinoa and my rice in there, and I can have like 5 things on the go in the kitchen. It's a disaster on prep day, but at least it's all getting done. And then I lay it all out and take a picture because, it makes me happy. There's some major satisfaction on getting it done. And that's what I do. So I hope I answered most of your questions. If you do meal prep and got motivated from this video, please share. Let me know how you did. There's all kinds of great clean eating tips online. I know Pinterest is a great resource for it. I don't use it very much, but that's what people tell me. I kind of wing things. I will tell you that the biggest thing that you're going to invest in when you do this will be your spice rack. Try to find those low sodium spices. Try to make your own spice blends, because that's where variety comes in for me. Yes, I eat a lot of chicken, a lot of lean ground beef, and some fish, but I flavor it different most weeks, so it doesn't feel like I'm eating the same plain old thing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it was long because I like to ramble, but I hope this helped and answered a lot of your questions. Have a great day. Bye.